WLKY News right now at 5.
Now, a contract from a company like GE Appliances gives you the security to potentially invest more.
Right now at 5, a massive investment from GE Appliances. We're live with how this money will benefit Kentucky and its neighbors.
A Louisville police officer talks for the first time being shot in the line of duty and the first thing he did when he got back on the job.
But first, new details and images reveal what happened in the moments leading up to the crash of UPS Flight 2976. The NTSB released its preliminary report today, and it shows one of the engines of the plane flying off its wing as it erupts in flames.
Madison Elliott is here now to break down the report. Madison?
The 12-page report reveals that there were some cracks and failures on a part that's attached the engine to the wing of the MD-11 plane. The report also shows never-before-seen images of the plane and the moments leading up to the crash.
More than 2 weeks after a UPS plane crashed near the Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport killed 14 people and injured 23 others, NTSB investigators are starting to reveal what may have caused the crash. A new preliminary report contains 6 newly released images taken from an airport surveillance video. You can see as the plane takes off and, according to the report, gets 30 feet up in the air. But you can also see the moment the engine detaches and catches fire as it appears to shoot up in the air. The engine eventually hit the ground and a fire ignited near the area of the left pylon attachment to the wing. After investigators got an in-depth look at the wreckage, they found a few things. The report found structural failure on the left pylon aft mount, which connects the engine pylon to a wing clevis using a spherical bearing and attachment hardware. Investigators also found fatigue cracks on both the inboard and outboard surfaces of the aft lug. The spherical bearing's outer race had fractured, exposing the ball element. The forward lug exhibited fatigue cracking on the inboard surface. The outboard fracture showed overstress without fatigue indications. The NTSB recovered fractured lugs from the aft mount showing both fatigue cracking and overstress failure. The report also confirms First Officer Lee Truitt of Albuquerque, New Mexico, was flying the plane. He was one of 3 pilots on board.
The airplane was equipped with a flight data recorder and a cockpit voice recorder, which were recovered from the accident scene and transported to the NTSB Vehicle Recorders Laboratory in Washington, D.C., and data from both of those were downloaded successfully. This report also details the plane's age and history. We'll have that coming up at 6.
Thank you, Madison. Now, you can read the entire report right now on our website, WLKY.com. Meanwhile, UPS released a statement in response to the report, which reads in part, "We appreciate the National Transportation Safety Board's prompt release of preliminary findings and will fully support the investigation through its conclusion." Tonight, the city will honor the 14 victims of the plane crash during a concert of remembrance. The Louisville Orchestra will perform at Whitney Hall in the Kentucky Center at 7 o'clock. Doors open at 6. Free parking will be available in the Riverfront Garage on 6th Street. The concert is free, but you are encouraged to register online. We'll have a live report from the Kentucky Center tonight at 6 o'clock.
For the first time, we are hearing from a Louisville police officer who survived being shot. Officer Brandon Haley was ambushed in September of 2023 while investigating a suspicious car in the Chickasaw neighborhood. The rookie officer was shot in the chest by a gunman firing from a nearby house. The suspect, Dominique Thompson, pleaded guilty last month and was sentenced to nearly 9 years in prison. Haley returned to work earlier this year. On his first day, he courageously went back to the intersection where he was shot, 40th in Kentucky.
So I needed to know that I was comfortable driving that area, being in that area. So it was just, for me, it was a win. It was a mental win. And this whole process has been physical and mental wins. And I wasn't going to stop then, and I'm still not going to stop.
Haley underwent more than a dozen surgeries and was hospitalized for nearly a month.
GE Appliances is making another multi-million-dollar investment in Kentucky manufacturing. $40 million will be awarded to 4 Kentucky plastic suppliers. It's part of a $150 million overall investment in moving the company's manufacturing to the U.S. Addie Miners joins us now live from GE Appliance Park after talking with company officials. Addie, what does this mean for Kentucky and Louisville?
Well, Vicki, this is the third time that GE Appliances just this year alone has made a multi-million-dollar investment in U.S. manufacturing. And I'll tell you what, all of it is going to benefit here in Kentucky. Now, this $150 million investment is bringing back manufacturing of washer and dryer parts to 10 different states, including Indiana, Tennessee, Ohio, Illinois, Michigan, Minnesota, Alabama, Pennsylvania, California, and of course here in Kentucky. But Kentucky is getting the biggest piece of this investment with $40 million. Now that will go to 4 Kentucky companies that manufacture plastic components. They're in Lebanon, Frankfort, Williamsburg, and Greenville, and one is actually headquartered here in Louisville. Now all of this investment is supporting the new $490 million manufacturing plant GE Appliances is building here in Appliance Park, which will manufacture the company's new washer-dryer combo machines.
This is going to make a meaningful difference, and the security that it's going to provide for those other Kentucky businesses and small businesses. Now, a contract from a company like GE Appliances gives you the security to potentially invest more. You know the demand is going to be there. You know that it's not something that could be canceled next week or next month. So GE Appliances is the rising tide that's going to lift a lot of boats of small businesses across Kentucky.
Now, while this investment is not going to directly create new jobs, it is going to support around 1,000 new jobs at those, or not new, I'm sorry, 1,000 jobs at those manufacturing companies. Now, eventually, the new appliance manufacturing warehouse here in GE is going to support around 800 new jobs, and that's going to bring GE Appliances' total amount of jobs here in the state of Kentucky to over 8,000. Live in GE Appliance Park, I'm Addie Miners, WLKY News.
Thanks, Addie. A beloved Louisville restaurant is shutting its doors for good this weekend. Saturday is the last day for Barry's Cheesecakes on Valley Station. The restaurant on Valley Station Road is best known for its delicious sandwiches, but owner Barry Washington gained notoriety for mentoring and employing at-risk youth. He says closing was not an easy decision, but some seasons come to an end, especially in today's challenging times.
Things just get so hard, and prices, everything going up. We want to try to keep things fair for the people, but I just believe this is our season to shut this down, and we're going towards the future.
Now, the restaurant plans to transition to a food truck next year. It will still operate at its location inside L&N Stadium.
The county clerk's office is getting the ballot boxes ready for a special election. We have a behind-the-scenes look at the Jefferson County Clerk. David Yates led the process to inspect voting equipment. Mayor Greenberg appointed then-State Senator Yates to the office after Clerk Bobby Holzclaw passed away. Now his office is preparing for the special election next month to fill his vacant seat in the Senate.
We're checking and rechecking these machines. We're making sure they're doing what they're supposed to do. And we're going to make sure that they can have the highest level of trust from our public to know that their votes will be counted accurately.
The special election for the 37th Senatorial District is on Tuesday, December 16th.
A new learning center opened in the Portland neighborhood. AMPT offers technology training to people living in traditionally underserved communities. And as Sam Carter discovered for the founder, today is proof that anything is possible.
What began in 2014 as a music academy has grown up, so to speak, through the years. And now, with the opening of their new tech and learning center, AMPT truly comes of age.
Thursday morning in front of a packed house, AMPT founder Dave W. Christopher Sr. cut the ribbon on the brand new AMPT Tech and Learning Center.
People think I had this grand plan, like I had this vision, like I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this and this and this. But if I'm being perfectly honest, which I am, is that everything that I did was God-led, and it was to the need.
As an organization, AMPT covers a lot of ground. It's a music program, a business incubator, and a technology workforce training center. AMPT's new facility is a glittering 3-story, 13,000 square foot building at 17th and Market. And according to Christopher Sr., this will revolutionize the work they're able to do.
It like quadruples our ability to do technology training. We've got and also our business accelerator. Like there's more space for that.
While this is a day for celebration for everyone at AMPT, Christopher Sr. is adamant that this is not about tearing down old narratives, it's about creating new ones.
When I talked about building this technology center at this corner, they were like, why would you do that? There's nothing there. I go, you don't know me well enough then, because there won't be the only thing there. I don't plan to build this and then stop. And so you have to push, the faith that you have has to push past the nonsense that says that you can't.
Here's the thing, Amped isn't done yet. They own a lot of the property on this block, and over the years, plan to expand. In the Portland neighborhood, Sam Carter, WLKY News.
And the new Amped Tech and Learning Center was paid for in large part by a $10 million grant from the American Rescue Plan.
The Kentucky Lottery is getting a new leader after selling a record number of tickets this year. Governor Beshear announced today that the lottery broke its all-time sales record with $2.1 billion in sales during this fiscal year. $384 million was used to fund college scholarships and grant programs. The governor also announced current lottery president and CEO Mary Harville will be retiring after 5 years in her role.
I love to talk about my own journey because it dovetails perfectly with the reason for the scholarships and grants that are funded by lottery proceeds, to educate our students and keep them right here in the Commonwealth to pursue their degrees and raise their families.
Appointed Maggie Garrison as the new president and CEO. She'll officially take the position following Harville's retirement in February. Another night of impact weather.
And that means Jay's here to time out our next round of scattered showers. Hey, Jay.
Hi, guys. Yeah, a little bit of dry time right now. Matter of fact, the ceilings have come up a little bit, as you can see behind me. So a break in the rain, a break in the drizzle, but it's very late tonight. Here we go. Another batch of impact weather will be pushing in. Here are your weather headlines. Yep, more impact weather expected later tonight, and that's going to continue through your Friday, even into Friday evening. Areas of rain, maybe even a rumble of thunder possible across the region. I think if there is some thunder, it would be in our southern communities. Otherwise, here's the good news. Increasing sunshine. We're going to dry things out just in time for the weekend. Radar right now, a clean sweep around the metro and much of the viewing area. We had the patchy light rain from near town and especially south earlier in the day. Well, that is really diminishing quite quickly, and we're going to have lots of dry time through this Thursday evening. But everything you see off to the west here, out in the central and southern plains, that's the system racing in our direction. Temperatures right now, cool. We're talking about upper 40s, low 50s, northern 1/2, and middle and upper 50s the farther south you go. And these temperatures will hold fairly steady as we roll through the evening. So again, mainly cloudy skies the first half of the night as we hold right around 51. And then, Vicki, very, very late tonight, more impact weather arrives. Let's call it after 3 or 4 in the morning. Allow extra time to get to your destinations tomorrow morning. We're thinking we're going to have some rain around and temperatures in the low 50s. All right, more on that weekend weather, which is going to improve. And of course, a sneak peek ahead to Thanksgiving Day. That's all next.
Thank you, Jay. President Trump is calling for a group of Democratic lawmakers to be arrested and to face the death penalty. We're live in Washington with why the president is accusing them of sedition. Coming up.
And remembering Dick Cheney, how the former vice president was honored during his funeral service. That's next on WLKY News.